Good morning everybody and welcome to my channel. For those of you that are new here, my name's Irina. For anybody that's already a subscriber, just knocked the camera. Thank you so much for coming back and for clicking on my video once again. I am in the car. This is just my life at the moment, but I really wanted to share something with you guys because I've been really going through this as we speak. And the thing I wanted to share with everybody is stop playing the comparison game. Stop playing it. We live in such a world where everything is compared to not just everyone, but to very unrealistic things. Social media is obviously the biggest culprit when it comes to this. And if you're always looking at it, if you are, even if your work means you look at it, if whatever means you look at it, you can't help but see things. And I think, I would say I'm quite a strong person. I know myself, etc. But even for me, sometimes I get caught out by the whole, what's going on out there and what's everyone else doing and what does my life look like and what does everybody else's life look like. And I do get caught into it a little bit. But what I wanted to share with you guys is just encourage every single person that's gonna watch this video. And also don't forget, if you enjoy my content, give me that like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss future videos. But I really want to encourage everybody, and I want to reassure everybody that you really are where you meant to be. Social media, number one, is not Social media is not the place to look for your goals and for your inspiration and things like that. Now, please remember that anything you see online is not always real. People put on a certain image, and you also do get to see mostly the good stuff, not the bad. You don't see what someone's been through to get to the point they're at. You don't see what the reality of their life and their situation is. So really just be careful with social media, full stop. The second thing I wanted to say in this conversation is even the people around you, people that care about you, family, friends, they will often try and advise you. And, if you're trying to do something different, or if you want to do something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, you may find that people around you will say, oh, don't do this, it's not likely to work out, or, are you being sensible? There's many things that people will advise you about. My top tip in this area is, generally people come from a good place, but they also come from a place of their own experience. So if you are talking to someone and you're looking at their life and you're looking at them as a person and you think, if I take this person advice, this is what my life could look like once I've, followed their advice. If you like it, and if it excites you, and if it inspires you, and if it's like everything you would want, by all means take their advice, because they probably do know what they're talking about. But if you look at this person's life and they've not done those things, and they've never experienced the things that you maybe want to do, etc., probably take that with a pinch of salt. Just thank them for their advice, but maybe don't take the bits. If they're not qualified, shall I say, to give you the advice they're giving, then probably don't take it. There's a reason why everybody wants to dish out advice, but actually when you look at the reality of what, where they're at, it doesn't really qualify them as good. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So it's difficult when it is the people closest to you. It's difficult when everybody does want the best for you and they're coming from a place of kindness and a place of protecting you and a place of don't step outside the norm because it's quite scary, and perhaps they wouldn't want to do it. They're in a different situation themselves. They've had their own struggles. They've had their own experiences, but it doesn't mean it has to be your journey. And also, I think about this often. I think, if I do decide to follow someone else's advice, I have to remind myself that actually that person may no longer be in my life in 2 years from now, in 5 years from now, whatever. And I'm gonna be left, like whatever step I take in the direction I decide to take it in, I'm the one that's left with that. I'm the one that's gonna live that scenario out, whatever it goes, you know, whichever way it goes. So I do, even before I take someone's advice, I do always ask myself, is this something that I would be happy to do if this person no longer existed, or am I doing because I think they're gonna, you know, be in my life forever, or they're gonna go through this whole journey with me, etc., etc. Because in life, the truth is, you know, nobody ever is going to be in your shoes, and we're not one person is alike. We all have different dreams, we all have different upbringings, we all have different goals, different passions, different hearts, different spirits, etc., etc. So while I might be really passionate about something and I really, really want to achieve it, the person I'm talking to might kind of go along with the conversation and might say, well, you should do this, you should do that, you know, it sounds great, but they're probably not as passionate about the thing as you are, or maybe they've got a totally different view on that, or maybe to them, let's say, it's not worth sacrificing, or it's not worth doing the things that you might want to do to get to that end goal, let's say. So I'm talking slight gibberish right now, but please, if anybody is kind of thinking about doing something, changing something, because I think that's often the hardest thing, or doing something that's a little bit outside of the norm of what you've always known, if you are in that place, just really look around you and ask yourself, the people that are advising me, are they qualified to be advising me? Number two is, whatever advice I'm going to take, am I happy to live with that if it goes south? Because if it goes south, I'm going to be the one that's picking up the pieces. Chances are the person that advised me won't, well, you never know, but they may not stick through the difficult bits with you. So then you've got to be the one that pulls yourself through whatever might come with it. And number three, just stop with the comparison. Nobody else is the same as you. Nobody has the dreams that you've got. Nobody has the goals that you've got. Nobody has the ambition. And yeah, I think if you're like me and you're surrounded by people that haven't really done the really crazy things that maybe I would like to do, you do have to be a little bit careful in what you take out of that. So yeah, that's my encouragement today for someone. By all means, do be, you know, sensible, think it through. Don't be ridiculously dumb. But you know, just because someone else has not done it, just because it seems a little bit out of reach for other people, don't let that be your ceiling. Don't let that stop you from doing something that you believe in and you're capable of and you're passionate about. And, you know, just do your research. Find people that can inspire you. Find people that can guide you, and keep moving forward. You know, just trust yourself, keep moving forward, and keep pushing yourself. And I think another key thing is really trying to surround yourself with the people that you really want to be, almost, you know, surround yourself with the people that can truly give you the right advice to get where you want to get. It's no good saying I want to do this and I want to do that, but you do stay still in the same place with, you know, the same mindset, and you don't break free of that. Like, often I think it's scary to break free of it. For some people it may not be, but I think it can be. And it's probably a lot easier not to do it, but it's all down to what you want and what you're willing to do for it to a certain extent, but also try and, you know, do a bit of research and go down the right path rather than and there's a lot of, you know, I think one interesting thing that I come across all the time is that people that are being very, very successful, they have failed a lot as well. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't want to do. People are scared of failure. People are scared of getting things wrong. And I think as you get a little bit older as well, people get even more scared of doing it. And that's something I'm not terrified to fail here and there. I think it's important to obviously not be reckless and not put yourself in dangerous situations, but I think you can try and fail, and that doesn't mean it's the end of the road. It doesn't mean, you know, that's it, you're a failure. It just means sometimes you have to trial and error certain things. Obviously, if you can have guidance, if you can have a mentor, if you can just do it the right way from the beginning, amazing. But I think getting things wrong teaches us a lot that getting things right can't. So I'm kind of like, I embrace a little bit of getting it wrong at the same time, whereas I do find a lot of people around me, you know, where I've grown up from, and this sort of family and friends that I previously would be listening to, they're not necessarily the people who are still opening to failing, and you know, they've probably reached the point where they're not really willing to step outside of their comfort zone, which is fine for some people. They may be totally happy with that, but if you still believe in something more, if you still want more for yourself, please don't be convinced by the people who won't do it to not do it either. Yeah, and I'd love to hear some stories, guys. If you've tried something, if you've gone against something and you've had success stories, or even, you know, the error part, share comments below this video. I'd love to hear you know, your experiences, your stories, etc., etc. And I hope you all have an amazing day. It's very cold in England, hence why I'm wearing all this and I'm about to jump out of the car. But thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget, if you like my content, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you the next one.